Hey, you dorks, this is Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you are listening to The Dorkening.
Hi, I'm Brian Johnson, and although you probably accidentally stumbled across it and have no idea why you're watching it, you are in fact watching The Dorkening.
Hello, this is Tom Kenny, voice actor. The voice of the Ice King on Adventure Time. And SpongeBob SquarePants. Ah, meow. Oh, Gary the Snail, too. Hey, guess what you're filling your eye holes and ear holes with? The Dorkening! Oh, I love the Dorkening. Very popular in Ooh. And Bikini Bottom.
Hi, I'm Lou Ferrigno. You're watching The Dorkening. And you know what? You don't like me when I get angry, so don't get me angry. You better keep watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, this is Felissa Rose, and you're watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, it's Courtney Palm. We're shooting Death House, and you're watching The Dorkening.
This is Anthony Michael Hall, and you're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned, my friends are going to show you what entertainment's all about, baby.
The Dorkening.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
And we are now live on The Dorkening. We got an awesome show. We're going to be doing a deep dive on DC FanDome. And just a heads up, this just in, Deadly Grounds, you just saw the ad right there. They are doing a discount just until the end of the weekend. So if you head on over and place an order and use code DORK10, and I got all this information in show notes down below or up above, you'll get 10% off on your order. And if you order over $50 worth of coffee, then you get free shipping, which is totally awesome. I just ordered a ton of bags myself. And yeah, too much coffee. James!
What up, guys? Yeah, no, do definitely check out Deadly Grounds. They've been an unbelievable sponsor of the show for as long as I've been on the show. So definitely use Dork10, getdeadly.com. It is almost fall. We're at the tail end of summer, for some people believe, but that means Starbucks dropped their pumpkin spice, Dunkin' Donuts dropped their pumpkin spice. You know where you can get some good pumpkin spice? Deadlygrounds.com. So get their stuff. Use that 10% off and get over $50. You get that free shipping. It won't take long, but the coffee is definitely worth it. So check it out. We got to thank them very much for giving us the offer to give to you guys.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't do, his coffee's, inexpensive as it is, but he doesn't do discounts that often.
He never does discounts.
No. I mean, sometimes at conventions, he'll run a special. But yeah, it's that's why I jumped on it as soon as he told me, hey, I got a coupon code for you. Yeah, I ordered.
I like the Sunday coupons on conventions when he's just get rid of the stuff so he doesn't bring it back.
Yeah, which is rare because normally he sells out and he needs to have more brought in. Which is
a lot of the time that's the case.
Yeah, that's normally when he's at a convention. I'll hit him up like first thing as soon as we're like unpacking everything. And Leo
disappears, and then we're like, where'd he go? And then it's like, let's go find Leo.
Yeah, and if you go to the Deadly Grounds booth, he normally has like 3 bags in the back, like big shopping bags full of stuff, and that's like my stuff in the back. Yeah. It's not as bad as Caroline Williams. She told us that she brings a suitcase to conventions just for Deadly Grounds coffee. So if she knows they're going to be there, she brings an extra suitcase just to fill full of coffee, which is crazy.
Yeah, if you could afford the suitcase full of coffee, you would do the same thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like Yo-Yo's not going to be able to join us tonight. So it's just going to be you and I.
Uh-oh. That's not good. The two DC fanboys? Uh-oh. Oh, no.
So I know we want to go deep on this, and I know we're probably going to get booted off of YouTube. I have all the trailers loaded up so that we can go through them one by one. Except the game trailers. I didn't grab the game trailers.
They're both kind of long, and we can just kind of, and we'll talk about later about what Rocksteady's doing and what WB Montreal is doing. So we'll definitely get to that later in the show. But I think I want to start off with I think one of the surprises in it was Wonder Woman 84. That second trailer dropped. Pat Jenkins, the panel was surprisingly good. I'd say the whole event was very well done.
Yeah. So that's one thing I was thinking is we had SDCC earlier.
They stumbled. They stumbled out of the gates.
Yeah, I mean, this year seemed like a huge success over San Diego Comic-Con.
I think it was the other way around. I think compared to DC FanDome, it was. I think San Diego kind of stumbled a little bit.
No.
I think they tried to be San Diego Comic-Con virtually, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
They should have tried something different, like what DC did. So we can go into like next week about what this could mean for Comic-Cons moving forward. If this was such a hit, you have D23 already that handles the majority of the Marvel stuff and the Disney stuff. Now you have this. This might become a yearly thing. There's your two big Hall H panels basically gone, and they can control the news cycle as they want. So
yeah. And this is great. It was all, one 22-hour period,
24 hours.
Yeah.
And you had one site that was all the panels. You had another site they were just watching the movies, all that stuff. And it got so big and so much press, it moved to a second day in September, which I think is really smart for them. So,
and for some reason, not on DC Universe.
Well, DC Universe is going bye-bye. It's only a matter of time. I mean, they've already said Warner Brothers is already moving people from them to other projects. So,
let me play the trailer for Wonder Woman, and then we'll chat about it. Here we go.
Okay.
My life hasn't been what you probably think it has. We all have our struggles.
Have you ever been in love?
A long, long time ago. You?
So many times. Yeah, all the time.
Welcome to the future. Life is good, but it can be better. And why shouldn't it be? All you need is to want it. Think about finally having everything you always wanted.
I can save today, but you can save the world.
Steve.
Now, I take what I want in return. Everyone will see. Needs you. You know what you need to do.
Nothing good is born from lies. And greatness is not what you think. not just a trash can.
It's just a trash can. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought I grabbed the new one.
No. Look at the days on YouTube. Look at the days.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, 4 days. I thought okay.
It's okay. We're not going to show another trailer, but we know what was in it. And if you want to check it out, just find it yourself.
I'll add it. We'll play it in a little bit.
No, they can find it their own. We just want, it's still a good trailer regardless, nonetheless. But
yeah.
So
we know we're getting Steve Trevor back.
Yeah, that was pretty. But for me, the biggest takeaway for me from the trailer was, again, it really didn't. It showed a little bit more plot. It really doesn't tell you what the main overarching arc of the movie is. But for me, it was they're going full Chitara on this.
Yeah.
I was cautious that they were going to go full like Chitara, like you're going to see, the CGI Kristen Wiig as the full-fledged Chitara. And I was like, at the end, you really couldn't get a good look at her. Like she was moving around a lot, but and the one time she did stop, it was very quick. So I don't know if like the CGI isn't done yet. They don't feel confident of actually putting her out there 100%. But it looks fantastic. I think it's scheduled for October to come out October 2nd. I don't even know when these movies come out anymore. Anything for this year has just kind of been up in the air. But it looks fantastic. I like how you're going to get a little bit more backstory with Themyscira, which is nice. I always felt like they shouldn't get away from that too much. And it sounds like, and it looks like the whole plot of it is you get your wishes. Like something happens where you get your deepest desire, basically. And that is Steve Trevor back. That sounds like Chitara is like, I want to be as powerful as Wonder Woman. I want to be that person. So, I'm very curious to see how that goes. But Patty Jenkins said this isn't a traditional sequel. She doesn't really classify it as a sequel. It's just a different story. And they said the third one that she's been signed to do will be the same thing. It's not really going to be a sequel. It's just going to be another story set in a different time, which I'm like, okay, cool. I'm on board with that. So it looked good. Like I said, the visual looks fantastic. So, I still think her roping the lightning is just badass.
Oh, totally. And Pedro Pascal as Max Lord. What do you think?
I don't know enough about the character. I think Pedro Pascal is a good actor. From Mandalorian, he's really good. I'm just worried for him as he's been in a lot of things lately. I don't want to get burned out by him. How you kind of do when you get a lot of hot actors.
Yeah.
So, it looks good. I think he very has the schmoozy salesman up and, it goes like that. I would love to know more about what his diabolical plan is. I'm still excited about it. Like, I'm always one of those people, if you give away too much in the trailers or you give away too much in clips and stuff like that, you ruin the integrity of the movie. You could say the same thing about Bill and Ted. If it comes out this week, I feel like there's been a lot of press on that and a lot of stuff is starting to come out, like a bunch of clips. And it's kind of like, guys, like you already have us like good and hooked. Like, don't give us too much. You want them wanting more. And, this still has me wanting more. I want to know more about, what happening, what's going on. Why is it 1984? Like, why is it this year? Like, how is Steve Trevor back? Like, how does she become Chitara? Like, all that stuff. So I'm good. Like, I'm excited to see it or whenever it comes out. Sure. Because, New York hasn't opened any of their theaters yet and there's no plans to yet. So what about you, Leah? What do you think about the trailer?
I thought it was awesome. And I was shocked that we got Chitara in the trailer. And I know there's been some conversation as of Max Lord, because in the comics, he's more of, mental persuasion and not really like a wish giver. So it'll be interesting how they modify the storyline. Is Steve Trevor really there or not? And the parachute pants scene was hilarious.
Oh, that was great. The fanny pack, because I like it. It whips the fan. I'm like, that's perfect.
Everybody's parachute now.
Yeah, I like the one who's like, no one can catch this, and she's like, oh yeah, by the way, there's radar now, and he's like, what? Like, So, I still think there's the invisible jet. I think somewhere in here we're gonna see it or we're going to get it mentioned.
Yeah.
Because there's that scene where she's running down the street in DC and she rips her lasso and hooks onto something and it takes off like a shot. So what is it? Is it the invisible jet? What exactly is it? So
yeah, and I thought, you know, with
and some of the behind the scenes stuff when they were shooting DC showed her like above with nothing around her on cables.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we got the orange suit with Aquaman, so why not the invisible jet?
And then we also got Kingdom Come's Wonder Woman outfit in this movie too, the golden outfit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm excited. I mean, you know, we'll cover a lot more throughout the night, but DC absolutely killed it, and I'm excited. You know, and a lot of people they try to hold back a little bit, but it's I have more hope for DC now. You know that they're turning things around. There's been some more management changes. Right during DC FanDome, they had a big person high up step down. So it's I have hope.
I mean, I think also they know what can be out there if they just let the movies come out.
Let the movies come out, and you know, this is more towards Zack Snyder's Justice League, but you know, maybe getting a glimpse of what that was and what they held back, you know, because Justice League was pushed out fast so that they can get their bonuses, from what I've heard, and you know, the complete redo. It was, you know, it was a cluster.
Well, also too is, you know, it was Zack Snyder and what was going on in his family that he had to step away from the project is completely understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but put the project on hold, not rush.
Exactly. No, I'm with you 100%. Like, you know, there was no rush to get this movie out.
Yep.
But I also felt like Warner Brothers was like, we have to do what Disney did. We have to get everybody knows who, you know, these characters are. Like, let's just throw them in a movie.
Yeah.
And I think they learned that you can't do that. You need to tell good stories. And I feel like that's what, you know, what you had with the DC animation department initially. Like they were just getting movies out, and then as the movies came out, they started telling better stories. They had better, you know, they pulled from, you know, graphic novels, and they actually made a compelling story.
Yeah.
And I think DC is the extended universe. The DECU is kind of going through that right now. You know, it kind of like, it's like, okay, so we know what works, we know what doesn't work. We know that Man of Steel was, you know, it wasn't, you know, made money, but it was, you know, it was maybe too big of a project. And, you know, like I said, you know, we can transfer it into Justice League with this information, you know, because then you see what they were setting up in Batman v Superman, and then you saw what was glued together for Justice League. But yeah, if you want to show the Justice League trailer, we can, you know, follow up right after we look at the Justice League trailer.
Totally. Here we go.
Now I've heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing. So I tried to touch. I've told the truth. I didn't come to fool you. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of Song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah. Hallelujah.
guy's probably fought hundreds of thousands of other super beings on the other planets he's destroyed, right? And we have to assume he's won.
I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us. Not us united.
That is so badass. So badass.
I first of all, it's 4 hours long,
Yes.
which I'm all for. So that means you're getting both Justice League movies. And I like how they're splitting up to hour segments. So, let's just start off on the, first of all, the music in it is the trailer was set up perfectly. And side note, Hallelujah is actually his daughter's favorite song and that version was played at her funeral.
Yep.
So right then and there, this means a lot to Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
But you see a lot of scenes that we've seen before. You see the new Steppenwolf, which looks so much better than what you saw in the original cut. I mean, Darkseid looks epic.
Yeah.
He looks like a badass. I'm surprised, it kind of gave that exact image like right off the bat to start the trailer. But I'm excited. I mean, it looks like you're going to get more of Cyborg. You're going to get a lot more of the Flash. You're actually going to get more story and plot points. I'm curious how much Luthor we're going to see. Because I know Luthor was the whole, he knew what was coming and, it was supposedly like he knew what needs to happen. So,
Also, the cool thing is the Steppenwolf they show is the one that was talking to Luthor during the
deleted scene.
Yeah, Batman versus Superman. I'm trying to find it right here. Where the hell is it? Where's the picture of Steppenwolf?
I don't know. But I'm excited. Like I said, it's just even if you could pause on that one scene of like the Justice League building destroyed,
yes.
you see the trident in the ground. You see other things from the heroes, but the one thing you see, which was interesting, you see a Joker card. And someone freeze framed that and showed it to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool!"
Really?
And like oh yeah, it's crazy. That scene where you see the Justice League and crumbles and pans, moves forward. You see the Omega sign in the ground. Yeah, you see the gold. Yeah, so there's the gold trident right there.
Yep.
You see the Themyscira shield right there. And then if you zoomed past it, there's something that blows in the breeze, and it's a playing card with Joker. It's a Joker card. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it goes. I mean, we got a year till it comes out. A lot of people are saying it's going to be January. A lot of people are saying it's going to be June. I'm kind of excited they didn't give us an actual time when it was going to come out. It was just it's coming out. So I can't argue with what exactly is what they're going to show. Like I said, it looks like you're going to see more of character development from Cyborg. It just feels like it's going to be a more complete movie, which I think you need.
Also, for what they shown in the Flash and what else they shown during the convention, I mean, this definitely is gonna push really hard into the Flashpoint movie, because they do show Iris.
Yep.
In it as well. Definitely a lot of Flash in the movie. But also there was some images released for Flashpoint, some concept art. So Flash with the new suit, and they said that he gets the suit ideas from the CW Flash, and he takes the name from that as well. But here alongside, this is supposedly the Keaton Batman,
Keaton's Batman.
with that's supposedly the 89 Batmobile, and then a concept of the new suit. which is
I don't mind the new suit. I mean, I don't mind the old suit, but again, it's one of those things like with Justice League, the Flash isn't the Flash yet. Same thing like Aquaman isn't Aquaman yet. And I always thought that was very interesting because you see if you watch Aquaman, it takes place after Justice League.
Yeah.
So, he's not Aquaman yet. And I think that's what's very telling about this movie is, and again, this can lead into another movie coming down the line we'll talk about shortly. It's the only one who's established is Batman and Superman. So, and even Batman is on the back nine, basically. He's kind of moving forward with it. But some of the other stuff that's been confirmed through Zack Snyder is, the Joker, that the Robin suit that's hanging up in a thing is Dick Grayson's.
Yep.
So Dick Grayson's dead. And there's some other stuff that he put out there that was like, this is what it is. It seems like the resurrection of Superman is going to be more of what we expected it to be. But like, in the rumors that I was reading today was they're hinting at a seventh member. And, supposedly the general is Martian Manhunter.
Yep.
And they're saying that's the seventh, but also they mentioned lanterns. So they don't know if Green Lantern's going to show up. So,
the original, and we talked about this a long time ago, the original poster that
Unite the Seven.
Unite the Seven. And then they got rid of that, So I'm right there with you. I think it's going to be, we're going to see Martian Manhunter and lanterns.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm very interested to see what we're going to see. I want to see if he cuts it a little differently, but it looks like some of the set pieces are still there. You still have the battle in Atlantis for the mother box. You have the battle in Themyscira for the mother box. It looks like they're setting up the humans mother box differently, which is very interesting. But you also see Cyborg's dad die. So, so that means he loses both his mom and his father to this mother box.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens. I'm very much looking forward to it. I was getting tired of the release the Snyder Cut talk because it's like, guys, they're never going to do this. Like, just stop. But then when like people, like actually actors got behind it, I was like, oh, maybe there are some legs on this.
Yeah.
And then when it got announced, I was like, okay, I'm on board. Especially when they kind of started showing stuff that was going to be in it. I'm like, okay. I'm just curious if it's going to be like 4 weekends in a row or if it's going to be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like, I'm just very curious to see how it's going to.
I'm trying to remember that John Adams miniseries they did.
I think that was every Sunday.
Yeah.
It was like Lovecraft Country is.
Well, Lovecraft, I mean, this is more of a miniseries rather than an actual show. So maybe it'd be like, I would hope it would be 4 nights.
I'm really excited to see that. Like, I'm really, I don't see a reason I wouldn't want that, but at the same, I think at the same time, you're looking at, you want to do it over a month-long period. You're gonna keep getting interest in it.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I'd rather do them 4 days in a row because that means there's no way that the other episodes are going to get out early and do that. But what I hope, and this is what another thing is, I would love once all 4 episodes come out, the thing that drops that following Monday is the 4-hour cut put together.
Yeah.
So you can just watch it straight through without, the breaks in it.
Yep.
So I'm excited. I think that was, I thought it was funny. The trailer leaked like 3 hours before it was supposed to, and they got it down pretty quickly. But I remember on Twitter, I was at the beach, and the Twitter I was reading it because I was like, "Oh man, the trailer's out!" And I saw there was a leak, and they pulled it down pretty quickly. But one of the tweets, some guy was like, "Oh, it's just a recut of blah 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 blah. I actually like the other Justice League." Blah, 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 blah. And so Zack Snyder like chimed in on it because they must have done a hashtag or something like that.
Yeah.
And he goes like, well, this isn't meant for you. Like, if you like Saturday morning cartoons, this isn't meant for people who like Saturday morning cartoons. And he goes, and also, by the way, thanks for dishing on a trailer that you saw illegally and someone leaked to you. Like, thanks. Yeah. Like, I was just like, oh, you're right. Like, I'm with you, Zach. Like, you can like do no wrong right now.
I mean, as we've seen with, 2016 Ghostbusters and everything like that, you get haters, it's if you enjoy the original Justice League, which, you know, I enjoy it because I'm a DC fanboy, but, you know, I don't absolutely love it. I don't rewatch it as much as I do the Marvel movies, but I enjoy it, and I enjoy it for what it is. I know it definitely has some issues, but if you are a diehard fan and that is, you know, your passion, and don't hate on anything else, you know, it's because Zack Snyder, the amount of passion that he and heart that went into this movie, you know, it's just going to be inspiring to see, you know, everything he had to do in order to get this movie made, you know, it's like it's been reborn, you know.
And I hope that this doesn't just get swept under the rug. I hope this builds, like, I hope they look at it and be like, okay, we're going to keep building off this universe. Because I think you're going to get a good reaction out of it. And again, I don't want to say, you know, and this is going to sound cold, but, you know, he does have the history behind it. He came back to this project that, you know, after his daughter killed herself. Like, he could have been like, I'm done with this movie. I never want to touch it because it's such a connection. He came back, was like, no, I want to finish this. You know, yeah. I want to finish my story. So, and if it's good and it finishes the story of Temple, I hope Warner Brothers is like, well, you know what? Then we want you to kind of maybe keep telling your story. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, 2021 feels like it's a long way away. So
yeah, I mean, this year in general has been like extremely long. So next year is just going to be insane with what's coming out. You know,
we're not going to be. We're going to have 2-hour shows.
Oh yeah, love it.
So the other big, I think the second biggest thing, that got dropped was Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, and the cast of characters.
So I enjoyed the Suicide Squad at the theater, you know, but the Joker really didn't sell it on me. So this was kind of like under my radar. I didn't really care for it, whether it was coming out or not, but after seeing this, I'm hyped for this. This is insane. But you know what? We have two different trailers. We have the character trailer and the.
I would just do the character trailer.
Just a character. Well, we should do the sneak peek too, because that shows some cool stuff. But so let's do the character release.
You know the deal. Successfully complete the mission, you get 10 years off your sentence.
You're my dream, you're my nightmare. Life is a breeze, you don't fight fair.
Welcome to Task Force X. These are your brothers and sisters for the next few days.
Run away from the pain, I don't care. 'Cause I think I need some guiding. No, the truth don't stand a chance. Old man, tumble back again. Had the upper hand, oh no. I'm back to the black again. My plans like, oh no. Old man, tumble back again. Thought I had the upper hand, oh no. I'm back to the black again. Getting stuck, my plans like, oh no. First day in sight, the violence turned around. Then day in fight, the silence turned it down. I think I need some guidance. No, the kids don't stand a chance. Oh no! Old man, tumble back again. Thought I had the upper hand. Oh no! Oh no! I'm back to the black again. Getting up my plans like, oh no! Oh no! Old man, tumble back again. Thought I had the upper hand. Oh no! Oh no! I'm back to the black again. Oh no!
That cast is insane.
Well, the funny thing is they didn't announce the full cast either.
No, because so Sean Gunn is doing mocap for Weasel. Steve Agee is doing mocap for King Shark. What's that?
Steve Agee.
So they listed Sean Gunn as Weasel, so assuming he's doing a voice for Weasel, but they haven't listed a voice for King Shark.
Oh no, it's Steve Agee.
No, he's only listed as mocap.
Oh.
So I'm hoping they bring Ron Funches in for King Shark. That would be just outrageous.
That'd be really interesting too. Like I said, I'm more curious of who Taika Waititi's going to be because they didn't announce him.
Maybe.
So a lot of people are saying it's either going to be Weasel or King Shark.
Yeah. John Cena as Peacemaker. That's crazy. Idris Elba, they thought was going to be Will Smith's character, but he's not. He's Bloodsport.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, like I like how they brought Polka Dot Man into it. I like how Javelin's in it. You have some of these kind of B-list, C-list, D-list villains in it, which I think is very interesting. But I also like how they brought back key people from the original one.
Yeah,
like you have Captain Boomerang.
I thought Captain Boomerang died in the first one.
No, he lived.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said, I'm very curious to see what they do and what the plot is going to be. It's Sean Gunn, and like I said, he kind of got free reign to play with these toys, and I think it's good. I'm kind of glad it's a bigger cast. It's not going to be the Harley Quinn engine that the original Suicide Squad was. We'll roll the behind the scenes or the best look in a second, but it looks like it's more of like a more not a CGI built movie.
Yeah.
So.
Here's the sneak peek.
I think it's going to surprise people.
You kind of sit there and go, how did they do that?
It's going to be different from any superhero movie ever made.
There's no one better in the world to direct the Suicide Squad than James Gunn.
I was excited with an opportunity to be able to do the Suicide Squad in the way it could be done from my point of view.
This one is completely unique. This is a gritty 1970s war movie combined with brilliance of James Gunn's characters and comedy.
You need your director to set the vibe.
The Suicide Squad is just a twisted fantasy of characters.
Within each of our characters, there's a certain beauty. Within most of them. Some of them are just pretty crappy through and through.
Be like a douchey Captain America.
The guy who believes in peace at any cost, no matter how many people he needs to kill along the way.
Okay, I got it.
Don't ever settle back like you think you know where this is going, because you don't.
As soon as you have some sense about what's about to happen next, James comes in.
Everyone's exploding. Genitals, heads, arms, legs.
It's like a big, massive graphic novel brought to life.
This is by far the biggest movie I've ever made.
I don't think that you know what to expect.
Don't get too attached.
This has been truly the greatest, most exciting journey of my life making this film.
Cut. That was great.
Insane.
Yep. I like how they're like, don't get too attached. So
yeah. So it hasn't been revealed who the big bad guy is. Hopefully it's not Superman like the video game. Let's make Superman evil again.
Well, he's not evil. He's under Brainiac's control.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Like I said, I mean, it's definitely going to go in a different direction. I'm very curious to see, when this takes place. If it's just going to be like a standalone movie, which it doesn't feel like it is. I'm kind of. If James Gunn, there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs in it, and there's going to be a lot of cameos and nods and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see some stuff from other DC movies and stuff like that, just sprinkled in and see what happens.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at like Guardians, how many Easter eggs were in that? I mean, you had friggin' Howard the Duck and the dog from the original Guardians in there as well.
Oh yeah, and then you had in the second one, you had the original Guardians.
Yep.
So but again, it is James Gunn, and it is he did do like the question I've been reading is like for Arrested Development. Are you going to see something from Arrested Development in there? Because you had David Cross's character who was blue in the Collector's like stuff like that. You're just like, oh, it's gonna be cool. So,
wait, David's Cross character was in Guardians?
Yeah, he was painted blue. He was in one of the things. Yeah.
Oh, I totally missed that.
I think it's in Infinity War.
Yeah. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, you can't go wrong with that cast. Nathan Fillion,
Michael Rooker.
So
Peter Capaldi.
Oh, is the Tinker?
Yeah.
That's like they were saying some of these characters were like born to play it. Well, the one thing they said was go back to Idris Elba's character was that no one on set knew who he was.
Yeah.
Until like they were like, this is who he is. So again, like I said, I think it's funny. Like, and I like how nice Patrick would get this better. Is like the King Shark is like making the rounds of the DC right now.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And I'm really curious which Captain Shark, King Shark you're gonna get. You're gonna get the hi guys, it's me, or you're gonna get kind of like the badass one that you had in like the Flash and stuff like that. So
yeah, and for those of you watching, if you haven't seen it yet, check out Harley Quinn on HBO Max. Harley Quinn is
that hurts you. That hurts you to say, doesn't it?
No. I'm actually happy because now I can cancel DC Universe. But King Shark on that is voiced by Ron Funches. It is friggin' hilarious. And it looks like, so in the trailer, you see King Shark grabbing somebody and about to bite his head off. And that's what he does in the cartoon. He just he's randomly like biting people's heads off. And it's hilarious. Like somebody had a cut and then he had like he smelled the blood and had a feeding frenzy. And it was, King Shark is a good character that you can have a lot of fun with. And I think James Gunn is definitely the guy to do it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's gonna be a fun movie. So do we want to move on to the big reveal of the DC FanDome?
Yes, I think this is the big reveal of the whole thing. So
yeah, we'll just play the trailer and then we're gonna geek out over it. Here we go.
Works for me.
Secret friend. Underneath the bridge. Who? Topper sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped haven't a clue. All become my pet. Let's play a game, just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you?
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance. shall see.
I will take a line from Archer. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A man can only get so erect.
Okay, so there's a lot of rumors going on right now, and
you mean the trailer? You mean the movie's only 25% complete, and you gave me that trailer?
Yeah.
What's the rest of the movie going to be like? If it
somebody was I read a comment somewhere where they were saying they had a big theory that it's not really Bruce Wayne, it's Tim Drake, and but it has been confirmed this is a story about Bruce Wayne, and
it's year 2. It's not year 1, it's year 2.
Yep.
And what we were saying before is in Matt Reeves, this was the panel DC FanDome. It was very much Batman isn't Batman, Catwoman isn't Catwoman, the Penguin isn't the Penguin, the Riddler isn't the Riddler. No one's who they are yet.
Speaking of that, people are saying Colin Farrell, we couldn't see him in the trailer. So if you missed it, this is Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
It's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah.
Even Dan DeVito was called him and gave him props on it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm blown away by it. I really am blown away. And Robert Pattinson looks fantastic as a young Bruce Wayne. You saw the casting and the laughs about it, and now you actually see him in it. It's really good. It was it's the emo Bruce Wayne, the emo Batman. I don't give a shit. Guys, it's especially when he finds year 2, he doesn't even know how to handle himself as being Batman. Then let him be Batman. And that's what he said. And he said, you're gonna find out why he becomes the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more of a noir thing like that. I like how the villain is the Riddler. I always felt like that is a character that kind of got relegated to the C list when he's one of the more deadlier villains in his Groves gallery. I mean, he's not Penguin or Joker by any means, but it's definitely he's one of the ones that can toy with Batman. It looks like that's what he's doing.
And so early talks are saying this is possibly taking storyline or some inspiration from Long Halloween and Hush. So
yes, that was being rumored about. That's been rumored for a while.
Yeah.
Especially some of the stuff people have seen shooting in England, which I think production just got underway again because they were shut down because of Corona, and I think they just got up and running again. So I mean, they're still on pace for a 2021 release, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But in Matt Reeves says Gotham, we didn't want to make Gotham look like every other Gotham. Gotham is its own place. It's not going to look like Chicago or Pittsburgh. It's not going to look like New York City. It's not going to look like what they saw in the '89 Batman, the Gothic. It's going to be its own city, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I think the trailer really got me excited. I like how again they didn't really show too much. That you kind of saw the villains. Hey, yo. You kind of saw the villains, but again, you saw. I think I said you saw every villain that was going to be in the movie except 1 or 2. So you saw you saw the Riddler up front, you saw Catwoman, you saw the Penguin. So but the question is who's playing the Riddler.
Yo, feel free to hop on.
He said he wasn't going to be on around to 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So, like I said, I'm excited about it. I think the panel gave a lot of hype. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out next year. But if this is, you heard a little bit of Andy Serkis in the background as Alfred, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah.
But it looks like it is very much going to be a detective film, a noir film, just the way it's been shot. So
we haven't really gotten that since.
We've never really gotten him as the detective.
Yep.
If needed, he would. You could say that, in the original Batman, when he discovered the chemicals for the Ace chemical reaction, he found that out and gave it to the press via Vicky Vale. but you've never really seen him as like the world's greatest detective, and I think you're going to see that. I mean, he's even said that like this is what that's going to be about. He needs to figure out who the Riddler is and how he's doing this stuff. Yep. So I hope it's not just a ripoff of Hush and Long Halloween. I really hope it's a kind of its own little story with like tidbits of it. But you know, anything can happen. But I'm on board with it. I'm really looking forward to it. So, I mean, I think that was that. And I think the two panels people were looking for the most was the Batman and I think Justice League. Yeah. But like I said, this is one of 3 for the Batman. So you know, let's see if they can, you know, knock it out of the park right off the bat to set the tone for the next 2.
So, and a lot of people are freaking out. Oh my God, he's still wearing eyeshadow.
It's year 2, guys. Like he wore eyeshadow in the comics.
No. Where in the previous movies, when the actor took the mask off, the eyeshadow magically disappeared.
Oh yeah.
So now
it's also Matt Reeves. Like I'm not gonna. So, like I said, I like how it's year 2. Like he's still trying to figure it. Like that's the whole thing when he's fighting the guy. I like how he stops and then just starts wailing at him some more. Like, you know.
So also, and I'll show my screen. Some people are pointing out that the card with the owl is pointing towards maybe Court of Owls.
No, I don't think so because, like I said, you already got the Court of Owls coming out in the game. I think it's a lot of Court of Owls, and I think it's a lot of homework you're going to give the audience, especially to somebody like, you know, who might not have been a fan of the Batfleck and, you know, who kind of were like, I'm done with Batman for a little while. I think what they need to do is you keep the story simple. You know, put if you make it a true noir film, that will make it, you know, that will be a great way to reintroduce the character. Yeah. I know Batman doesn't really need to be reintroduced. I get it. But, you know, it looks like that's what they're going for, is like a noir, whodunit type of thing. It's not very much over the top with some of the villains.
So
I wouldn't, like I said, if Court Owls are mentioned or you're kind of in the background, okay, you know, you're laying that groundwork for like later on, or you're just trying to build the universe. But again, I don't see Matt Reeves doing that. Like you said, you can do the same thing. Like Christopher Nolan didn't do that, and it kind of worked in his favor. I think you got that with like the DCEU, where they kind of pushed that envelope a little bit, being like, there's other things in this world, like, you know, we're not going to talk about them, but it's there. So, you know, I can see that happening, but at the same time, I wouldn't put it past them, you know, not to include that. It seems like they're very much trying to focus on who the Batman is, why he's here, why he's helping, because even in that clip, he's like, he just shows up at a crime scene. So they're already used to him being around. So it's not like he's a vigilante. He's like, oh, he's here to help.
Yeah.
So
now the guys that he's fighting, you think that's a nod toward Joker with the white face and the smiles?
I don't know. There's been rumors that this is the mutants from Dark Knight Rises or the Dark Knight Returns. You know, there's rumors, you know, it could just be a random gang, you know, or, you know, it could be the Joker's in here and we don't know about it yet. Yeah. And that was our taste of like the Joker, because like I said, and everybody's like, I'm tired of the Joker. Like, no, you have to have the Joker. It's one of those, if you have Batman, you gotta have the Joker. It's just the way it is. I'm not saying you have to have him in it right away. Like you didn't, that he wasn't the main villain in Batman Begins.
No, it was just a card at the end. That was it.
And you could literally have that same mentality with this. It's just, he's kind of in the background. You hear about him, you know about him. It could be you meet him as the Red Hood. Like it could, that, how cool would that be? You actually run into the Joker as the Red Hood. You know, or he makes the Joker who he is based on that Red Hood storyline. Who knows? Like no one knows. And that's what the great thing about this is, no one really knows in the movie, in the year, with the amount of spoilers. They've had this under lock and key pretty quickly, you know. Like I remember there were scenes of Colin Farrell on set in London, and it was just Colin Farrell. So everybody thought it's like, oh, it's going to be Colin Farrell, whatever, because he was outside smoking or something like that. And this then turned into, holy crap, that's Colin Farrell. Like, oh my God. So, but again, it's like the Penguin isn't the Penguin yet, and the Riddler isn't the Riddler, and Catwoman isn't Catwoman. So it's like, but there's also like a Gotham City show that's going to be on HBO prior to this that's going to help build the world a little bit more.
Yeah, so the show that's going to tie into this is actually going to be year 1.
Okay.
And it's going to be, from what I understand, I don't know if the Batman is going to be in it full fledged, but it's going to be, I think it's Gotham PD, and there's this mass vigilante running around.
I'm on board with that, especially if I think the guy who's playing Lieutenant Gordon, because he's lieutenant at this point, is going to be really good. So if they're going to do year one,
what's his name? Right?
I don't know who his name is, but I know he's in like Westworld and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm on board. Like I said, I'm kind of excited to see what happens, and who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright, and he was in Hunger Games. He's going to be the Watcher in Marvel's What If series.
He's the voice.
Yeah. Wow, nice.
So he's the one who's narrating like the comics and stuff. So
yeah,
but I think Zoe Kravitz looks good as Catwoman. Like I said, it's setting the world up to be pretty good. Again, this is a movie where I don't want a lot. I don't want the Warner Brothers marketing machine up and running for this movie.
No.
You know who Batman is. That's all you need. Like for me, if I'm them, if I want to put a poster out, it's literally that $0 1. And that's it in red. Like you don't need, or that's all you need. So, but Warner Brothers, they'll beat us over the head with it for 6 months.
Yep. When's it coming out? 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Everything is $2021.
So we're getting everything next year. We're getting Snyder Cut. We're getting the Batman. We're getting Wonder Woman. We're getting Suicide Squad.
No, I think Wonder Woman's coming out this year.
This year?
Mm-hmm. October 2nd, I think, is when the date they said. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if they jumble up next year too.
Yeah.
I know Ghostbusters is in March of 2021. I wouldn't be surprised if they push that or they change the release date on that again. But you got Mobius that's still out there. You have a lot of big movies coming out next year, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of this stuff gets rearranged or pushed back, or some of the smaller titles just get sent to VOD or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally gonna have a big movie come out every weekend for like 2 months, 3 months. So
problem. I mean, because everything's been on hiatus this year. So many movies that were in pre-production already and post-production. So going into next year is going to be insane.
And I'm really curious to see some of the movies that were done before this. Like Ghostbusters was done; they were just doing a lot of post stuff.
Yep.
Same thing with some other movies that was supposed to come out this summer. Is this extra time going to help them tune it, or is this extra? Yeah, yo, damn straight. And we're going to convert you, yo. We're going to convert you. I'm coming to get you. I'm curious if some of the fine tuning that they're going to do is either going to make the movie better or worse. Because Jason Reitman said the Ghostbusters has been done, but now he's tweaking it and fine tuning it, and I'm like, don't tweak it too much. If it's good where it is, just put it in the can, slide it off to the side. So, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I mean, I think DC is going in the right direction. I think they have everything lined up what they need to do to get, ahead. I think I don't think there's a lot of A+ Marvel movies coming out soon. So they definitely have a window to take and kind of make some waves. I don't think the 10 Rings movie is going to be fantastic. I don't believe so. I don't know about the character. That's the problem.
Yeah. And early reports of New Mutants is that it's kind of meh.
Well, it's the last Fox movie, but I will not that movie. I have to see that movie on a parkade somewhere. They're saying it's actually in the theaters. I need someone to go physically see this movie. I do not believe it, and Jen's with me. We do not believe this movie exists. We just don't. So I mean, like I said, that is a lot of the movies coming out. A lot of the shows and stuff have been announced for the September one. But for you, Leo, you got your wish finally.
No, I didn't, because we don't have a Batman game.
You do have a Batman game.
No, we have Gotham Knights, which
how is that not a Batman game?
Well, because you're not Batman.
Doesn't matter. Are you really gonna be like, I don't want to play as Robin or Nightwing or Batgirl?
No, I'll play as Batgirl. I have no problem with that.
Or you just said it's not in the Arkham verse.
Well, it's
not in the Arkham verse. They've already said it does not.
Yeah.
It's a standalone game.
Yep. It does look good. I'm glad that it is. You can play a single player or multiplayer. If it was like multiplayer, that's when I was first watching it. It was like, holy crap, are they just doing a multiplayer game? Because fuck that. No. It looks interesting. I think it's going to be good. Yo-Yo says, I would go see it, but not feeling good going to the movies quite yet. But they will get my money for new so for the games, I mean, so we had Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad versus the Justice League. I'm not so excited about Suicide Squad.
Well, it's not coming out for 2022. It's still 2 years away.
Yeah.
It just for me. Well, let's keep on Gotham Knights because you abruptly like turned onto Justice League or Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I mean, you are never going to get what Arkham put out. Like, I'm sorry. Like, even the last Arkham game was like,
yeah.
It kind of just had the bookend the story, which I like it. I've played every once in a while. I still like the story. I think that's what's really important in that game, especially because it is what it is. I mean, other than Paul Dini was not involved in the last one, other than he was involved in the first two. The only real villains they said was the Court of Owls, which we all knew was coming.
Yeah.
But Batman's dead. In quotation marks. It could be, so isn't Commissioner Gordon. So Commissioner Gordon's dead and Batman's dead. So now Gotham's left, is running amok, and now you have the Gotham Knights, the Batman group, being Batmans. So I'm very curious to see, the plot of that. I mean, I don't think he's dead. I agree. I think he's just saying he's dead to get the heat. Oh, Yo-Yo, you're funny. You're so funny. I think he's dead because, again, quotation mark dead, to get something's heat off of him or something like that.
Well, I mean, Court of Owls
or trick the Court of Owls or something like that.
Yeah, wasn't he? Didn't they?
I don't know the whole. I don't know. I never read the comic.
I read it. It's been a while. It was a great storyline.
Well, that was the first. That was the first issue of the New 52, right? That was the first.
That was
the Court of Owls.
That was the first big story arc. It was like 2 or 3 of the trade books. I don't know, like 40 something issues, something like that. It's been a while since I read it, but
because they're like an elite group.
Yeah, so it's
and they control Gotham basically through manipulation and
it's like the Illuminati. It's just a group that controls everything from the shadows, and it's
like the wealthy elite who run it, like
exactly. And if you mention their name, they have these. It's the Talon that will come after you. And so that's what the Court of Owls is. It's like this super creature that can kill anybody.
So I'm interested to see how that plays out. Like I said, again, I feel like that game's game's a next gen game anyway. What is this? Who is this person here?
Oh my!
Hi. He comes in when there's like 10 minutes left in the show.
How's it going, guys?
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's doing okay.
I thought I'd do a little twist ending here.
Where's the dramatic gopher?
Can you do that like a soundboard thing?
Bum, bum, bum. No, it's going to take him by the end of the episode to figure this out.
I know, but how great would that be? Is he spent all this time just trying to get it to work just for this little moment?
Well, what do you think, Alex? What do you think about the Court of Owls being the bad guys in Gotham Knights?
It's the only thing that interests me
about this game.
Yeah.
Wow.
It kind of works.
Oh, poor Alex. Oh, yo. Oh, poor yo.
Yeah.
Alex, what was?
And then I'll never return.
And poof, he was gone. So, Alex, explain to us who
yo,
the Court
I
of...
didn't know if you were going to be on this sec or not.
So, Alex, because you are our comic go-to for a lot of stuff, who is the Court of Owls, and why should they be? Why is this an interesting villain choice for this new game?
Well, they nearly broke Batman. Like anyone, like Bane's the only other, like, in the comics aside from just read the comic. I would, if you really want to know their, like, level, check it out. Like, the Court of Owls was created by Scott Snyder, and it definitely cemented him as a great Batman writer because people really dug, like, the new lore he brought into it. And it was really the only thing that kind of was cool about the New 52 reboot, because everything else was just But it's been a while since I read the Court of Owls story. I didn't read all of it, so I can't say for sure all those specifics, but there is some interesting things, especially that I do know that I don't want to say, especially with the characters that are involved in it already. But yeah, that's the only thing that interests me in the game, because everything else seemed like, okay, this smells of microtransactions and stuff at some point. There's Robin, his iconic windbreaker. And, Court of Owls. Okay, now I'm interested.
Well, it is Rocksteady, so we know the.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No?
It's not. It's Warner Brothers Montreal. It's the ones who did Arkham Origins.
I thought Suicide Squad was Montreal.
We're not talking about... No, it's the other way around. Rocksteady is doing Suicide Squad.
Oh, fuck. Now I have to be excited for Suicide Squad.
Yes, you do.
Rocksteady, finally, for years, we've been asking for a Superman made by Rocksteady to bring that character justice, just like they did Batman, and immediately murders. Immediately murders as soon as he's on screen. Yeah. And he's going to, too, because it's the comedic beat.
He has those nice purple eyes that, different color eyes, is something's wrong.
It's always uncreative. Like, he blasts them with their eyes. You never see him, like, pick up a guy and spin him like a basketball and shred him with his finger or something. At least that would be a new filter.
Full killer clowns from outer space mode.
Yeah. Well, he is from outer space.
True.
Did you haven't watched Man of Tomorrow yet?
No. I haven't been able to watch barely anything. Because I've been working really hard on a certain anthology that should be out in October.
Awesome.
Yay.
Or in the fall, at least.
Fall is October, so you're still in the good.
Good. I don't even know what today is. It's just been a long day where I sleep in between.
You go sleep, draw, sleep, draw, sleep, draw.
You think I'm exaggerating. I'm not.
So, Alex, did you see anything else that came out from this past weekend? The Batman trailer or anything like that?
I saw the Batman trailer, and I really liked it. I liked it more than I thought. I watched it numerous times, probably more than I did anything for the Suicide Squad thing, and even the Wonder Woman trailer seemed pretty neat, because I thought it was kind of weird that, like,
25% of the movie is shot and they had a trailer that detailed.
For what? For which one?
Batman.
The Batman is only shot 25%.
I know, it looks great. I'm super excited for that. I was just gonna say that I'm trying to remember her name. That's the problem I'm having. The actress who's playing
Catwoman.
No,
Zoe Kravitz.
And Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah,
yeah. She's really channeling out of Michelle Pfeiffer from Batman '88, and that really struck me. And basically, it was one of those trailers that showed the whole movie.
89.
89. Oh, sorry. Well, technically, this movie takes place sooner, so actually, they're ripping off Wonder Woman now. But I really liked the new Batman. I even try to look up some of the rest of the costume because everything else is torso up, and I was trying to draw some fan art of it that might drop sometime soon, or I might never post it. It happens with art.
Please post it. Please.
No.
Please.
You asked.
I'm not doing any of that.
I'm going to be a perfectionist. It took me 4 hours to find what his pants looked like because everything was shot like upwards.
What if I bought it and then posted it? Will you sell it?
Bought it?
Will you sell your artwork?
Oh, I thought you meant Batman's pants. I'm like, that's a bit pricey. I mean, does it come with a utility belt?
Hey.
I did find out that he actually has a side holster where he puts his grappling hook on. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird seeing Batman with a holster in any form. But I like that he has a collar. You know, that's really visually different from the usual Batmans we see.
And I was nervous about that, but it works really well.
Yeah. I think everybody bitches until it actually is in motion, just the same way with like having I'm not sure if it's better to call him Patman. Or what were the nicknames for him?
Battison.
I like Patman.
Yeah.
But
Sparkly Batman.
I think that's a little too on the nose. And plus the dude hates that franchise more than anyone. You guys heard about his stalker story, right?
No.
There was a girl that was obsessed with him and would stand out in his front yard, and instead of like, you know, calling the cops or whatever, he indulged in her fantasy, went on a date with her, and she was so turned off because he was just so lowly and depressed and just a real dude, and she was so turned off by him, she just left.
Good for him.
He's a genius. I'm so excited for the whole emo Batman stuff. It even had like that somber like Nirvana song to it, and it's like the trailer's mood was good. Like I got Batman Who Shimmers.
Yeah.
Is that the other like Elseworlds of the Batman Who Laughs? Oh, that'd be an awesome like background thing. Just the Batman who shimmers.
What did you think of Snyder Cut?
I don't care. The only ones that care are don't care about my opinion. Because the only thing I didn't like about the Snyder, like I saw it, I'm like, all right, cool. People got what they wanted. But you know what I thought, two things I thought were weird was like Darkseid looks weird to me. He's got like a weird like collarbone chest muscle that's supposed to look like what is it, the Omega symbol or something?
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. It looks like if he was an action figure, he'd be used to pop like bottle caps or something. Or Zack Snyder going on Twitter telling people that this is like an adult movie. Like this is made for adults. Like, yeah. I just don't get that mentality still, and like what makes something adult.
Did you hear what
are they gonna fuck in it? That'd be kind of sweet.
New Mutants, did you hear what the director said about New Mutants?
Did he fall on his knees and cry that it's finally gonna happen?
He said, it was something about if you can go to a house party and watch New Mutants without a mask with 700 people, you can go to the theater and watch it. It was like a really weird.
Bitter.
Is he like assuming that you have like a genetic immunity, like a mutant? Is that like what he was trying to get at? That's all I can hope in the positive, because that's dumb. That's a dumb thing he said. Also,
Okay.
a house party with 700 people?
Okay, this is what he said. And this is let's see. What's his name?
A house party with 700
This is from New Mutants director Josh Boone. Says if people can go to a house party with 700 people without masks on, they can put on a mask and go to a movie and maybe get their rocks off in a more productive way. But I think it brings people together, even if they're socially distanced. And I think that as long as they're following the rules they're supposed to be following, it's safer than an airplane or a restaurant. So that's his plea to people to go see New Mutants at the theater.
I don't think you can fit 700 people in a movie theater.
Yeah.
So he's flawed in numerous ways.
Apparently,
also get his rocks off. Or people. Look, I only see adult films like the Snyder Cut of Justice League, where I heard there's going to be adult things in it, which gets me more interested in it. That would be real. That'd be really hardcore if he was able to get like horrible, like straight up pornography into his cut of the film, just to be like true to his word that like, no, this is the adult version in every way.
Well,
you know it's kind of weird. It like Zack Snyder's like take on, or the feeling that he has on the Justice League and it being adult and all that kind of stuff, where it feels a little bit juvenile, thinking that it's like more mature than it is in some regard. It almost feels like when I was like first hearing and was reading like Mark Miller comics, where it was like, oh, look how edgy it is because they have swear words in it. It's like Spider-Man said shit. And it's like, oh, and it's like, who cares?
He said poop.
Yeah.
He said poop. Oh God, Hit Girl said the C word, and she's a little child in this context, in this fictional comic book world. And now the actress that's playing the Hit Girl is saying it too. Oh, the kids.
We're gonna get Bat Dong. That's it.
Basically,
that's still a collector's item.
Yeah.
That would also be true to the comics more than he did when like shooting Jimmy Olsen in the fucking face.
Yo-Yo says, "Don't give them ideas."
Well, what would you guys do if you were gifted the Bat Dong collective comic? You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They wanted to be a little bit more edgy of the comics, and it showed like the outline of his penis, and like mother groups got like all pissed off, and it was like,
it was
and nerds too. They assumed it was going to be much bigger, being the Batman.
It was Batman Damned, right?
Are you looking up right now?
So, of course he's looking up right now.
No.
For the audio listeners, he's licking his lips and looking intently at his computer.
No, I just remember when it came out, and it was quite the news story.
It was a proud moment when I was hearing that. I'm like, yeah, that's the kind of comic book news I want to hear, not layoffs. I'd rather hear things about bat dongs than layoffs at DC.
Basically.
So with DC FanDome, what were you most excited to see?
I didn't know they were going to drop a Batman trailer. I was excited to see The Suicide Squad, which also is kind of weird when they just call it Task Force X or something. The other names that they used, I don't know. It's just weird. Their whole idea of their movies are just weird. I don't know, like, is the Batman going to be connected to like the Joker they did, or is it a standalone, or going to be its own series? Clearly, they're trying to do a this walking corpse of a shared universe that's constantly transforming, kind of.
Well, I know they said the Joker is by itself. It doesn't exist anywhere else but itself. So nothing else would influence that stories. And then this one has nothing like this Batman is like how Christopher Nolan's Batman is just kind of its own telling of this character. So it has no implication of anything.
Also, I gotta say, the Batman trailer also looked refreshing. It looked like a movie from the mid-2000s, and that's a good thing. Like, it didn't look like what every other movie kind of looks like. Like, I heard people comparing it to Seven. Yeah.
It looks like a Fincher film, basically.
Yeah.
You know,
they put a filter on it. Like, it's been so long.
Yeah, and like I said, it was very much like, and we were saying earlier, it was very much, you know, you get a feeling early on is he doesn't know who he is or how to be this character. Like, and it comes through like, yeah, I'm the Batman, but like, what does that entail? And you kind of see it when it's like, what does this mean anything to you? And you kind of get that like he's still trying to figure it out. And that's why I think it was very, very cool that it's not a year one, and it's like they randomly were like, okay, he's been doing this for a while, but he isn't who we know he will become. Like, you know, it's not like you just drop him in. Like Michael Keaton was like, oh, that seems like he's been Batman for like 2 days. Same thing with like, you know, Christian Bale, you saw it from the beginning up, and Ben Affleck, you saw at the end of it. Like, you kind of like you've never seen this. Like, he's still trying to figure out what the Batman is to Gotham and how this, like, all that stuff. So, and that's what they kind of said it's going to be like, is the Riddler isn't the Riddler, the Penguin isn't the Penguin. Like, these characters aren't who they are yet.
Yeah,
that we know in the comics. Yeah. So, well, that's what Leo was saying, is the rumors is it's Hush. They're taking it from the Hush storyline or the Long Halloween.
Isn't it like the Riddler that they're implying? Are they really going to?
The Riddler they said the Riddler is the main bad guy.
Yeah.
Which is great. I think he's a villain that kind of got casted to the B list or the C list of the Rogues Gallery and made him too like cartoony.
I haven't read the book yet, but this is kind of giving me some like 0 Year vibes from a little bit.
Which book?
Batman 0 Year.
Oh.
You know, the one where they kind of did like their own year one, where he had the purple gloves and Riddler was trying to take over the city, trying to create the impossible riddle that Batman can't solve. And probably not. I still got to read it, but I kind of get that vibe, since it's curious where the time is, because Batman's clearly working with the police enough that he can walk by FBI agents and they're all just like, hey, you just let him walk all his emo Nirvana self into this place. And
same thing. It's what would I say? The one thing that I got up from that was like, it's still Lieutenant Gordon.
Yeah.
So
also,
but again, are they going to take the storyline from year one, in which he, you know, Barbara's around and, you know, his wife is, you know, all that stuff.
It makes you wonder how far they're going to go. What would make me interested, since this looks like another grounded kind of Batman, like the Nolan versions. I do kind of hope they put in some superpowered villains at some point for more contrast with the other series, because I don't know, I'd kind of like this theme to go on with like characters like Poison Ivy or something, you know? And god damn, Batman kicked the shit out of Doug Walker in the end of that trailer, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was interesting too, where he just like, and I was telling Leo this before, it's like you see him fight him and then like he stops and then he starts wailing on him more. Like, I was like, okay, like,
people are telling me that like people thought he killed him.
Oh, by the reaction on the guy's face, yeah. Well, did you see the guy was like recording it? He was just like, he's on his phone. Like one of the gang leaders was like recording it off his phone.
Yeah, it just a friend of mine who's also super hardcore into comics. He gets into a lot of internet debates where he knows his stuff to the point where no one can defeat him, really. And there were people like talking about justifyingly how a better Batman would be if he murdered, and he would always go in and talk about how that's always wrong and how it ruins relationships with villains and Joker and all that type of stuff. And
isn't there a whole story arc which he'd like, or like, isn't there a Batman on an Earth in which a DC Earth in which he kills, or he finally crosses that line and just goes absolutely crazy and just kills everybody?
Yeah,
because he can.
Yeah, there was one where he got infected by the Joker because he killed him, and himself became murderous. And
that's actually part of the whole storyline now, right? With DC.
Well, it's a version of Batman that you've probably seen.
Yeah, but the current the Batman who laughs, and then he has that weird helmet with the spikes and everything.
Yep.
The current storyline of DC, who did he team up with? I can't remember. But he's in the current storyline now too. There's a huge multi book arc going on with him right now.
Yeah. And I don't want to say too much because I don't know. I want people to know what I'm referring to if you haven't checked out some of the comics, because, you know, Batman's always written fairly well, you know, except for certain Catwoman weddings. But, you know,
that whole story arc was, I'm trying to get through it, and it's difficult.
You guys heard about that Uber story, right?
The Uber story?
Yeah, there was the writer of that comic was in the car, and he was in an Uber, and they were driving to the destination.
Story.
Have I?
I think so.
Yeah, just to repeat if the listeners haven't, it's just he was in the car with the guy, and he told him that he was a writer for DC, and he said that he wrote that storyline like as he was like, you know, finishing it up, and the driver was silent and just went, "Dude, you screwed that up so bad."
He's also writing. He did an episode of or an issue of Superman. That was pretty good.
Nice.
Did he get married? Did he get left at the altar too?
That'd be awkward because I think they're already hitched, aren't they?
Yeah,
or just a really awkward second honeymoon.
Yeah, things are really fucked up right now.
Well, it's been. I mean, we can go into this another episode.
Yeah,
he's going towards a refresh.
Yeah, the Joker took like all his money. Everything's like in Joker's name now. Yeah,
which is Joker.
No. Like somehow Joker was able to steal all of Batman's money, resources, business, everything.
So it's kind of like that alternate future vision thing that happened in Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of dope.
I need to get caught up on the storyline, but that's the current run right now.
Also, didn't Three Jokers come out today?
Yep.
I'm curious about that because it sounds like one of those storylines that's either going to be awesome or it's going to blow up in everyone's face.
It's a mini series, right? It's only 3 issues?
I hope so. I don't know if it's going to end with like him doing a fusion dance where it's like, look, we were also one person this whole time.
Basically.
I'm going to pick it up and I'll give it a read as well.
Just leaving an awkward, cold silence that we can't edit out.
Actually, I can't.
Are you talking about White Knight? No, I'm not talking about White Knight, but everyone should definitely check out White Knight. I'm so excited to check out the sequel book to it because White Knight is really good, especially if you like the animated series. And like White Knight was like made by one dude, the writer and artist, same dude. It's like clearly this guy's vision and it's realized and it's really good. And it's like, it's just a story about like, what if Joker was sane and he sued Gotham and you slowly realize that he's kind of right. It's great.
I know we are running past time, but we love talking to you.
Why is that?
I don't know. I am so sorry to hear about your issue with Destroy All Humans.
Oh, I went back and kicked the shit out of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my file got corrupted halfway through. Over 3/4 into the game, it crashed and corrupted my save file. And for some reason, my console didn't save like any cloud backups or anything. So everything was just gone. Every single thing. All the stuff I tediously grinded for and everything. So I started the game. I farmed brains for a few hours.
Now,
and then
how do you farm brains? Is that in that Explorer area in the beginning?
when you learn how to extract brains out of people, you can run and toggle the button and you'll just make people's heads explode and you can collect them later. So I just had a bunch of people after me and I just kept making their heads explode and unlocked a tree. What was it? A progression tree where I was able to infect people, where every time I blew up someone else's brain would get infected and they would slowly start to have their head pop. And I was just collecting brains, and eventually I had enough. So every time I progressed a new level, I upgraded all my stuff every time I got to an upgrade. But I was going through the game so quickly, I was speed running and also getting all the bonus mission stars or bonus points throughout it. So I was going through it with 100% and all that, first try levels, nothing, just
So question, I've only played for maybe half an hour, and I had it on Xbox originally, but I can't remember that far back. Can you retry a mission? So when you finish a mission,
yes,
it tells you that this is what you got, this is what you missed. If you killed the farmer's wife with a chicken, you would have got a bonus.
Yeah.
So can you replay that level?
If you go to, have you seen concept art and where you can unlock skins, that little section of on the mothership? Well, what do you have it on?
PS4.
Yeah, so click over to I think it's the right trigger or something, and you should go over when you're on the mothership, click over to the right, and it should have all of your options, and it should be hollow something. It's a hollow deck or whatever, and it gives you all your mission selections again of the missions you have unlocked, and you can replay them.
Oh, okay. Cool beans.
Also, toggle you can also button mash, when you extract brains or you're trying to heal your ship or something. If you just button mash it, it will work faster.
Nice.
Because I didn't know that the first time. And also, when you're able to, have you unlocked the dash yet?
No.
Because we're able to do the dash. If you hold on to the button, you can hover and glide across places. And eventually you can have unlimited, glides. So you can just basically skateboard around the level. They did a good job with that.
Yeah. And
people are sharing my fan art now that I did last year, which is kind of nice.
Sweet.
I should probably reshare that soon. I've just been so busy.
James is yawning, so I think we should wrap things up.
Oh yeah, throw all the guilt on him.
No, trust me, Harrison has not been the best sleeper in the last couple of weeks. So
I'm sorry. So
yeah, Leo, because it's your fault.
It is my fault.
What did you do, Leo?
Jesus Christ!
I'm responsible for everything. I don't know. No,
sorry. Can you take the nails out of your hands while you're on the cross there?
I was gonna say for the last my last 2 minutes was I got to play the beta of the Avengers.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a game where you can play again solo. You can you can move through the levels pretty quickly, but it's definitely a lot more fun if you have other people playing with you. The levels that I played, you got to play the bridge level, which you've seen that first scene in San Francisco. So you got to play with all the characters. and then the other ones you're playing as Miss Marvel or the Hulk. And it's very much like you have to it's a little bit of like pushing square or triangle for like power attacks and regular attacks, but it's more of like the flow of it because you can't keep doing the same move over and over again. And the Hulk gets a little tougher, but you can like pick and choose your superheroes for whatever mission you have. So it's really cool. Like I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was all weekend, and I played it all Friday night. And it's like I said, it's fun. It's definitely something I'm definitely gonna pick up next week, I think. So
nice. You still need to get Ghost of Tsushima.
I still have to be Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm getting Avengers. So
I really want to get Ghost, but I also have to finish Spider-Man and Control, and Persona 5 when I get the chance. Jesus,
I still need to play Control.
You should play Persona as well. You might like it.
Well, I picked up Control already, but I haven't played it yet.
You're out of it?
No, I picked it up yet. I picked it up like it was on sale, and I heard so many good things about it. I bought it, but I haven't played it.
I'm glad they weren't out of Control.
Yeah, no. Okay, so Alex.
How's it going, everybody?
Where do you like people following you?
You can follow me on Twitter at pure_AlexHoy, and on Instagram is pure_Alex_Hoy. And keep an eye out for updates because I have a lot of stuff happening. Since I'm back at least to appear on the Dorkening, I'm probably going to be posting a lot more on my Patreon now that it seems I have a bit of time to at least be somewhat more in the presence of people in some way, in a sense, online.
Are we going to see you more often? No pressure. No pressure.
So, Leo, where do people like following you, huh?
James.
You can find me on the tweets and Instagram at LongTimeStorm. Also, you can find me here on the Dorkening, but also you can find me on my new show. It's Go Time with Jay and James. Our second episode dropped of our 3-episode pack about our preview for 2020 NFL preview, where we discussed the NFC and our predictions for that. So this weekend coming up, it's going to be the AFC. So tune in, check that out. That episode drops Monday morning. So if you're looking for something new, as it's really, I think, the first sports show on the network.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out. It's Go Time with Jay and James. So put that in Facebook and you'll find it. And from there you can link over to Instagram and everything else that follows. But also one little quick shout out. I don't want anyone to talk about it, but pre-orders for PlayStation 5 looks like it's coming down the pipe. So head over to Sony.com. And sign up to be notified when that's going to be happening. So check it out.
Nice.
Are we sponsored by Sony?
I want to be sponsored by Sony. Leo needs to get on that shit.
Yeah, you would be an exclusive unlock for the Avengers.
Yeah. We do have it sponsored, Deadly Grounds. And right now, if you use code DORK10, you can get 10% off your order. And if you order over $50, you get free shipping, which is awesome as well. So head on over to getdeadly.com and put in code DORK10 for some awesomeness of coffee. Pumpkin.
And don't forget that coupon expires on Monday, the 31st.
Yeah.
So get it this weekend. So don't be mad at us if you try to put it in next week and it doesn't work. I'm telling you, because Leo forgot to say that earlier, the coupon expires
the 31st
after 8/31.
Okay. And for me, just Google Leo Pond. You'll find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. But more importantly, head on over to thedorkening.com and check the show notes for all our awesome links. Go fill up on Alex's Patreon and listen to James's new show.
Fill up on my Patreon?
Yeah, fill up on your Patreon.
Did you cross your wires with Deadly Grounds?
Yep. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Remember it by Dorkio.